All right, we're back. We're back. Long hiatus, lots of life happening, but we're back. Oh yeah, we're back for sure. Welcome back to the White Sox Experience. My name is Dante Murray. Started this channel, in case you forgot. Started this channel to talk about real life things. Excuse me, I need a glass of water. Half bottle going to do. Just talk about real life things, issues and stuff, and things I've learned throughout life going through issues. And I've been going through a lot lately, a lot of things. Getting out of toxic situations, the birth of my child, a whole lot, job changes, contemplating a move, like just a whole paradigm shift in life. Through all this, right, there are things that I need to do, right? There's gotta get up in the morning, gotta go to work, gotta eat, gotta sleep, gotta drink some water. I gotta live, right? You gotta live. But there's also other things that God will assign me or anyone else throughout life that they need to do simultaneously, right? One of the things God has had me do is create this YouTube channel. And it went good for a month. It went pretty good. I was feeling it. I was getting a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration. God was cooking, right? But unfortunately, there goes AC. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect human being, but I serve a perfect God. But anyway, in being an imperfect person, I fell back into a sin that's been very pervasive in my life for some time, and it's super hard to. It's a life altering sin. I'll call it that. Oftentimes, we're just gonna call it what it is, okay? Lust. That big L word, the worst L word ever. But anyway, lust has a power, an ability. Okay, I wouldn't say that, because sin only has the power that you give it. Just write that down, okay? Sin only has the power that you give it in your life. Give it no real estate, it has nowhere to be. But under the influence of that sin, it has a way of stripping you, making you feel like you're worthy of whatever, whether that be a partner, a job, family, just whatever. It just makes you have that feeling of unworthiness. So here I was, living clean and holy by my standards, because God sets a standard, and then inverse as a human, we set our own standards till we think what God wants us to do. Just pray about it. He'll tell you what he wants you to do in all reality. But I failed my standard, okay? I failed my standard to do this YouTube channel. And so I was like, I don't really feel like filming because I don't feel worthy of it. Like, how can, I failed. So how can I do this? I don't feel worthy. I don't feel clean. I feel ick, messy. Ugh. We'll try again tomorrow. Life happens. And on time goes, and then one day turns into 2, turns into 5, turns into a week, then 1 week, then 2, then 10. And so here we are. I think like 3 months later, let's see, I'll upload in February, so March, April, May, June, July. So yeah, 5 months later, holy crap, July 3rd. It's in 30 minutes, so it's July 2nd. Like, 5 months of me putting off what God's given me to give y'all. And that's wrong. And that's something that a lot of us people struggle with. It's not just me, trust, but it's not just you, trust. So today's topic is on what I've learned throughout this whole experience, throughout this whole hiatus, this unintentional hiatus. We're going to title this, Deliver the Mail. Whoa, shakearoos. Okay, so I can't do that. We're going to title this, Deliver the Mail God has given you. God gave me a message to give y'all in a series of videos, right? Imagine the mailman, right? So, you got a package. Let's say you got a package from Amazon, whatever y'all order for Amazon these days. And you're excited, and it's going to be here in 2 days because Hello Prime. Okay? 2 days, you expect it. Imagine if it gets to where it needs to be, and then the mailman, truck driver, is driving, and he messes something up. He's off schedule. He did something out of order. And he no longer feels worthy enough to deliver the package that you bought. All right. So now Amazon's like, hey, it's going to be a day late. Okay, inconvenience, but 3-day shipping's faster than anything we used to get. I mean, I remember shipping was like a month. Or stuff from China, they're like, see in 6 months. I was like, get here. I was like, I'm not even interested in this fidget spinner or whatever anymore. But anyway, I digress. So imagine he keeps making excuses and excuses and excuses not to deliver the mail. Your grandma writes you a letter, okay? Something you really look forward to. And the mailman gets bit by the dog, so he's done for the day, which that actually might happen. Okay, but then the next day it snows. And every other mailman's out, but it's too cold for him. And then the next day happens, and the ice is melting and stuff, and he's afraid he's gonna slip. And then delay, and then 5 months later, you get your mail from your grandma who's now deceased or whatever. It's point being, the timing is off because somebody, the mailman, decided to delay. So I'm in the scenario where I've been given mail to give to y'all, and I've delayed because of my own personal life, and for that I apologize. It's not. I realize that it's not my message. It's the message that's God given me through me. He's working through me. But so we're gonna look at a biblical example of that today. I mean, we're just gonna run through some things. Like today, like if you think about the world today, we live in such a blessed time. Okay. And there's several platforms to get this mail out. I'm gonna use YouTube, but I could use TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Faceplant. I hate Facebook, but yeah, we'll call that Facebook for the time being. Podcast, and we could do the old-fashioned way, the Jehovah Witness way, the Mormon way, going door to door, or just meeting people out on the street and just giving them the message that God's given us. Whatever works. Okay. We have all these resources to get the message out, and a lot of us have something, and then we don't. We don't get it out for whatever reason, because we're scared of criticism, but we're the blowback, because we don't think we have a big enough audience, because we have too big of an audience, because it's a hot take, because it whatever, how you are outwardly perceived, you're afraid that's going to affect your image. But really, we only have to worry about how we look in God's eyes. But anyway, prime example of this in the Bible, Jonah. Long story short, I won't open the book and get through all the verses and stuff, but long story short, Jonah has been given a message to deliver to Nineveh by God. He said, hey, I want you to go to Nineveh and deliver this message. And Jonah says, Nineveh? You want me to go to Nineveh? You mean tell me, Jonah, to go to Nineveh? You want me to go to Vegas and preach on the Strip? You want me to go to Vegas and do that? You want me to go to Skid Row in LA? You want me to go to Detroit, Michigan, get out there on the street, no strap, no nothing, just start talking. Okay. What? No, I'm matter of fact. You Nineveh? Nah, I'm going the opposite way. Okay, he fled the complete opposite direction of Nineveh. Okay. Unfortunately, okay, Jonah gets caught in a storm. Okay, he's on the boat. He's actively running. Okay, running loose. Gets caught in a storm. Goes overboard. Okay, because they ended up like, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm why the storm is happening. And they're like, well, shoot, let's get rid of him. Storm goes away. Simply does. VeggieTales has a cool episode on this. I would highly recommend. So Jonah's overboard, gets swallowed up by a whale. Okay, he's in the belly of the whale, and is there for I think 3 days, something like that. 72 hours. 72-hour hold in the brig, deep in the ocean. Now, if you want to if you really think about it, right, we think of things. There's like, oh, that sucks. Like, dang, he got swallowed by a whale. Like, this whale is a living creature. It has to eat, and it probably stinks. And so somehow Jonah's in an air pocket in the belly of a whale, which, yeah, I guess whales are breathing mammals, so yes, they have air pockets, but it eats, and it's the ocean, so it already smells fishy, but then that decaying, decomposing krill and whatever seawater washes through. I mean, Jonah ain't he's not in there with no water bottles and a case of water, some snacks. He's in the belly of the beast, okay? And it smells and it's dark. And that's a pretty much direct parallel of my life while I was in the belly of the beast for my 5 months. Um, it was kind of a dark time. It wasn't crazy dark, but it was just kind of like I could for sure feel I was far from God, farther than I should have been at any given point. But yeah, so Jonah's down there for 3 days. Eventually, I believe he prays. He's like, all right, I'm going to Nineveh. Gets spit up onto the shore. Beast throws him up. He goes into Nineveh, preaches his message. Now, I can't lie, I'm a little bit rusty on the story, but we're going to stop that story there. Jonah had a choice to obey God or disobey God, and he actively chose to disobey. And the repercussions was to put him in a not so good place. That's just like us in life. Just like us, we have a choice to or not to obey God. And there are repercussions to both, whether good or bad. And sometimes when we disobey, we think life's going good. I mean, shoot, Jonah's like, I'm on a boat, I'm chilling, I'm on A deck, I got water slides over there, the basketball courts over here, the go-karts over there. I'm on freaking Princess Cruise, and then now you're in the belly of the beast. So sometimes in life we're like, no, God, I'm not doing that. And then, we get that job promotion we want this what we want, and then we're like, yeah, life's good. Like, that probably wasn't God, that was probably just some kind of stupid pipe dream. And then slowly but surely, something internally or something externally will fall apart. And the internal happens either way, but sometimes from an outside source. So now we're faced with the choice to obey or disobey. And there are blessings to obedience, and there are not blessings for disobedience. That's just the simplest way to put it. It's best to follow God. Simply put, it just is. It's just best to follow God. And though we may have apprehension, we're best to follow God because we will be blessed. Okay, there is no blessing for disobeying God. There just isn't. There's no blessings in that. I mean, okay, God might bless you with just like stuff, but the blessings that he's promised you through what he's told you to do, you cannot reap outside of his instruction, okay? You cannot get, you can't win the lottery when you don't play the lottery. You can't, get the promotion when you don't show up to work. So how in the world am I supposed to get the blessings from God when I'm not doing God's work? Yeah, it doesn't work. Basic economics. Okay. We will be blessed for it. And the thing about it is, I kind of came to this conclusion where I was like, okay, I can't remember. It was one of these nights. And I was laying in bed and I was thinking about it, and I was getting fearful because I was like, I've put this thing off so long. And a little not tricky, but interesting thing about God, excuse me, first of all, his plan is unstoppable. You can't stop it. He's assigned each of us a part to play in his grand plan to further his kingdom, to further the kingdom of God. Now, we can choose to play part or not. Either way, the work necessary to further the kingdom does get done, which means that whether you do or don't decide to obey him, whatever he's asked you to do is gonna get done. If I don't want to take out the trash and I sit here, okay, the trash still has to be taken out, and someone's gonna go take it out the trash, which means one of my siblings, parent, whoever's living with me, has to take the trash out. It's got to get done either way, okay? So if this message, if this word has to get out there, okay, by whose hand? Mine or someone else's? Now, you might be like, oh, let someone else do it. Well, okay, you could, but you miss it on the blessings. I'm not saying, the stuff God is going to bless you with, it's going to go to them, but you're not going to be blessed with that, and they're going to be blessed for doing that work. So just kind of a thought, I was like, oh my gosh, if I want to stay in the blessing zone of God, and I'm not doing this just for the blessings. I mean, shoot, I'm camera shy. I'm spooked about all this. I mean, trust, I'm not in a comfortable position. It burns inside me. I gotta get it out. It's like throwing up, but in a good way. Anyway, it's gotta get done, and it will get done. But the real question is, by whose hand is it gonna get done? So by your hand or by the hand of someone else? And I hope you would want that to be you because you want God's blessing. So yeah, he's gracious enough to work with us and help with us too. So right, I've been out the loop. I kind of chose this film spot because it's like good lighting and stuff. It's not over there, and I finally got a kitchen table, right? The problem is my mics pick up everything, so I'm not sure if the fridge is stupid loud right now. But I remember the other day I was trying to film, and yeah, that thing was stupid loud. Also, yeah, I was letting stupid little things get in the way. Don't let stupid little things get in the way. Okay, camera noise, blurry camera, improper equipment. You're hungry, you don't feel good. Deliver the mail. It's your job, given by God, to deliver the mail. He'll work with you, okay? That's what this point is. He's gonna work with you anyway. He's gonna work with you. God has a perfect plan, but uses imperfect people to carry out that perfect plan. So, because you think you're imperfect, okay, we're like, because we are imperfect, doesn't mean that's not gonna come to fruition. It just means that, well, we're all human, okay? Realize that the person next to you running God's race and the person on the left of you running God's race, neither of them are perfect. No one's doing perfect work here. We just all serve a perfect God who's got a perfect plan, all right? So just relax and chill and just realize you're human. It's okay to mess up. Just make sure you get back up and fight harder. He's gracious enough to help us fulfill his will. The question is, will you answer the call of God? We've all been called, okay? All the saved children of God have been called to do something, whether that be, the music, what is that called? Being like on the worship team, or to preach, or to make videos like this, or to evangelize, or to be a caretaker, whatever God has you doing for his people, and just for people in general. Will you answer that call? How long will you wait to answer that call? It's gonna burn inside you until you do. But yeah, so this is kind of my. I'm sorry, I thought of a cover thumbnail, but I probably won't use it. Not this one. But this is kind of I'm back, and I realize that I should have never left. Okay, this whole 5-month hiatus has been a really good learning experience. 4 months hiatus has been a really good learning experience of why I should have never left, and the fact that I left. I've robbed y'all of like, I got like 15, 20 ideas. That's 15, 20 videos. That's 15, 20 weeks of ideas. It doesn't take long to film. It actually takes longer to edit them. But anyway, I digress. We're back. We're doing this. We're doing it God's way, not Dante's way. Y'all see what Dante's way did? Pretty quiet. Okay. We're doing this God's way. We don't get it done. We don't get it right. But yeah, that's just tonight's message. Deliver the mail that God has given you. And I promise you, it's gonna have an impact, but it might not be what you want. It's okay. It's not about you. It's about him. It's about what he wants. So if he wants it to reach a certain people, it's going to reach a certain people. You might want it to blow up overnight and be viral. Maybe God's not wanting this to be a viral message. Maybe this is a hidden gem. Who knows? Maybe it's viral for later, okay? A lot of these kind of ideas, social platforms, they take a while to blow up. They're not going to blow up overnight. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You'll be okay. In closing, a message of encouragement to my fellow content creators is just you out there who are human and have something from God to the people. Get it done, get it delivered, you will be blessed. All right, well, that's going to do it, and I will see y'all next time.